How to read anyone instantly by following just a few psychological tips. When we meet someone for the first time, we are bombarded with information. It can be difficult to figure out what kind of person they are. That's why it's crucial to understand how we communicate. According to experts, 55% of what we transmit comes from body language, 38% comes from the tone of our voice, and only 7% from what we actually say. This means that when we meet someone for the first time, we have to take these three factors into account, beyond what a person's appearance might suggest. So if you want to know more about someone's personality when you meet them for the first time, pay attention to the following clues, starting from the head down. Eye contact. They often say that the eyes are the window to the soul. The key to knowing what type of eye contact someone is dealing with is to consider the context. For example, if a person literally can't take their eyes off you, it could mean they have a romantic interest. On the other hand, when you look someone in the eye and they can't bring themselves to look at you, it's a sign that they're nervous or have something to hide. That said, if you're talking to someone whose gaze is making you squirm, especially if they're very still and unblinking, something is definitely up, and they might be lying to you. The second tip: eyebrows. If you want to see how comfortable a person is, take a look at their eyebrows. There are three main emotions that make your eyebrows rise: surprise, worry, and fear. Try raising your eyebrows when you're having a relaxed conversation. It's hard to do, isn't it? If someone talking to you raises their eyebrows and the topic doesn't logically cause surprise, concern, or fear, it's a sign that they are feeling very uncomfortable. The third tip, the smile. When it comes to smiling, the mouth can lie, but the eyes cannot. Genuine smiles reach the eyes, wrinkling the skin and creating crow's feet around them. People often smile to hide what they are really thinking and feeling. Do you want to know if someone's smile is genuine? Look for wrinkles in the corners of their eyes. If they're not there, that smile is hiding something. If you're meeting someone for the first time and all they do is talk about their wonderful other half or praise their co-workers, chances are they're a decent person. Studies show that the more people rate others as kind, polite, loving, and well-mannered, the more likely they are to possess these traits as well. However, the reverse is also true. Anyone who backstabs and describes others as manipulative and unpleasant is more likely to have these traits themselves. It's also possible that they have a history of depression or personality disorder. Fifth tip for language. Language is nonverbal communication, such as tone or manner of speaking. Basically, it's a sophisticated way of saying that you need to pay attention to how someone says something. For example, if someone is responding in a monotone, they are probably detached from your concept and not interested. The use of sarcasm is another good example. When someone uses sarcasm, what they mean is actually the opposite of what they are saying. So, pay attention to the emphasis they place on the words and how they say them. This gives you a big clue about their true intentions, and it's most important to keep you out of trouble. Sixth tip: look from the side. People who are warm and open to getting to know you will have their body turned towards you and look into your eyes. If you look away, this is a subconscious body language signal that they are looking for an escape. I'm sure you've experienced this. It's the most common thing in the world. In a conversation, the person starts looking around and says, "Oh, I have to talk to you right here," and then disappears. Seventh tip: frequent nods. Nodding is usually a sign that someone agrees with you, but excessive nodding can signal anxiety about approval. When you're telling someone something and they nod their head excessively, they're worried about your opinion of them or are doubting their ability to follow your instructions. On the other hand, frequent nods can also be subconscious gestures. When someone keeps looking into your eyes and simultaneously touches, for instance, their car keys, making that key noise. Whenever you hear the noise of someone jangling their car keys, the house keys, that's a sign. Don't let anything slip by you. Only 7% is what people are actually saying. So sometimes a person's words may not matter. What really matters are their actions. Just like the saying goes, paper accepts anything. Anything can be written on it. The same thing happens with subliminal body language messages. So take these tips that I'm giving you. I understand that only 3 or 4% of people who watch these tutorials will actually apply them. That's why most people end up falling into traps. Why do I say this? Because there are many psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists in the world, people who like to manipulate others. There's nothing better than understanding the signs that someone's own body shows to deal with these people. This is something that's like an anti-lie. What I'm saying now, everything I'm saying in this video could be a lie. How will you know this is true? Very few people will actually research the points that I've mentioned here. Why? Because my mouth can say anything, just like yours. You can lie to everyone. Unfortunately, almost 0% of people understand body language. That's why a lot of people end up getting screwed. Imagine coming into contact with a psychopathic scammer. They can convince you in every way possible. But if you understand body language, you will never fall for their tricks, because the body gives the person away. And sometimes the person playing these games doesn't even realize that their own body is betraying them. So it's great to have this knowledge. You don't need to study psychology to know this. How long is this video? 10 to 12 minutes. And you've already learned enough tips to avoid falling for scams. And I think this deserves your like for sure. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. I promise that in each video, you will learn something that will change your life. Thank you so much for staying until this point in the video. Until our next meeting.